这场全球瞩目的最强狗血剧在双子星月2日落幕。正义或许会迟到，但他绝对不会缺席。强尼戴普等了6年冤屈，终于平反，判决一路 yes 到底，胜诉或3亿天价赔偿金。
Members of the jury, if this is your verdict, please answer yes. If this is not your verdict, please answer no. Juror number 6. Juror number 10. Juror number 15. Juror number 16. Juror number 22. Juror number 27. Juror number 29.
Yes. I do find that the jury's verdict is unanimous.
这次带大家来看看世纪对决的始与末。
The women definitely will.
I thought maybe you were a mermaid.
Stay away from her.
强尼戴普与安伯赫德2009年合作电影《最后型男日记》相识。
I bet you scream before I do.
而这部电影现在看起来被网友笑称是一语成谶。两人在2012年交往，3年后在洛杉矶豪宅结婚，没想到1年之后，安伯就诉请离婚，还前往法院申请家暴保护令，一场腥风血雨就此展开。双方在2016年8月和解，安伯拿到2亿和解金后，并承诺捐款慈善。2018年，安伯赫德投书《华盛顿邮报》，指自己为家暴受害者。文章刊登4天之后，强尼遭迪士尼《神鬼奇航》系列无预警解约。强尼戴普不满遭影射，指控安伯赫德诽谤，并求偿$5000万，强调自己才是家暴受害者。安伯赫德的内容全是虚构。
Poured myself 2 or 3 stiff shots of the vodka. Then she came down to the bar and found me there. And of course started screaming, "Oh, you're drinking again, the monster," and all that. So she walked up to me and reached and grabbed the bottle of vodka, and then just kind of stood back and hurled it at me.
安伯赫德也反告强尼，求偿$1亿。2022年4月，这场世纪官司正式开庭。
Punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
I'm sorry I hit you like this, but I did not punch you. I did not fucking deck you. I was hitting you. I don't know what the motion of my actual hand was, but you're fine. I did not hurt you. I did not punch you. I was hitting you.
She had eaten Johnny's weed when she was a puppy and had bowel control issues for her entire life, among some other issues. It was customary that they slept in bed with us to be encouraged to go to the bathroom, which would happen almost immediately once you put her down on the floor. And sometimes it happened in bed too.
而这对怨偶史诗级的终局之战，除了精彩的攻防战之外，也有不少关键角色连喷金句。
You catch Miss Heard in a lie, she tries to cover it up with more lies. We told you that this would be a performance, the role of her lifetime, as a heroic survivor of brutal abuse. When Mr. Depp brought this case for defamation, Miss Heard went all in. She spun a story of shocking, overwhelming, brutal abuse. She came into this courtroom prepared to give the performance of her life, and she gave it.
首先就是强尼逮捕的圣光律师卡密尔，逻辑清晰、犀利的言辞受到外界关注。
Today, on May 27th, 2022, exactly 6 years later, we ask you to give Mr. Depp his life back by telling the world that Mr. Depp is not the abuser Ms. Heard said he is, and hold Ms. Heard accountable for her loss. Is Mr. Depp ever admitting to hitting, punching, or kicking Ms. Heard? You didn't hear it. It doesn't exist. It didn't happen. Unlike Mr. Depp, who you heard admit to and own up to his past mistakes and his struggles, particularly with drugs and alcohol, Ms. Heard will not admit that she has ever done anything wrong. She cannot deny what you heard on those recordings. As much as Ms. Heard and her lawyers have tried to make this case about Mr. Depp's language, it is Ms. Heard that repeatedly admits to violence.
高超的诘问技巧根本就是教科书等级。卡米尔强势质问，一一打脸安伯赫德证词。
The recording we just listened to, that's exactly what happened in Australia. Mr. Depp lost the tip of his finger after you threw a bottle at him. Isn't that right?
That is incorrect.
You're the one who assaulted someone with a bottle in Australia, isn't that right, Ms. Heard?
I didn't assault Johnny in Australia. I didn't assault Johnny ever. I couldn't.
And then after he was injured, he had to hide from you, right?
That is incorrect.
5 bathrooms, 2 bedrooms.
That is incorrect.
And you would pursue him.
That is incorrect.
Because he was avoiding talking to you, right?
He did that first night when
he was
I tried to talk to him about the drugs.
And he was avoiding working it out.
No, he was avoiding agreeing to not fight about the drugs.
You weren't scared of him at all, were you?
I have a mixed relationship with Johnny, and one in which I'm scared, one in which I love him very much.
I'm not talking about your mixed relationship. That night in Australia, after you cut off his finger with a bottle, you weren't scared of him at all, were you? Sitting here today, you have not donated the $7 million, donated, not pledged, donated the $7 million divorce settlement to charity.
I have not yet.
Date on this note is May 22nd, 2015, correct?
That is correct. That was during our honeymoon period.
This is just a little bit over 2 months after the events in Australia in March of 2015, right?
That's correct. We were back in a honeymoon phase. That was the period of sobriety I spoke about yesterday.
When after Mr. Depp had allegedly assaulted you with a bottle, right?
It was after the stairs and it was after the Australia incident, yes. And he got clean and sober and we went back to Australia.
It's also 2 months after you punched Mr. Depp because you allegedly thought he was going to throw your sister down the stairs, right?
I hit him when he swung at my sister. And this is written months later, yes.
This first message to Mr. Depp in your journal, you write, quote, "True love isn't about just the madness of passion or instead picking the safety of peace. No, it's about having both. That I have seen in you the true bones of friendship and respect. But of course, I still, perhaps more than ever, want to rip you apart, devour you, and savor the taste. Fret not. XX Slim."
Yes, it's a love note.
Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
And you're Slim, right?
That's correct.
But I am sure of one thing, and if it's that I can't imagine my life without you. I love you. I will do better. I am sorry. X Slim. Did I read that correctly?
That is correct.
甚至让安博承认文章就是他写的，也被外界称为史上最伟大的律师之一。
I am harassed, humiliated, threatened every single day. Even just walking into this courtroom, sitting here in front of the world, having the worst parts of my life, things I've lived through, used to humiliate me. People want to kill me, and they tell me so every day. People want to put my baby in the microwave, and they tell me that.
Ms. Heard, you just testified that this case has been very hard for you. So let's talk about that and why.
All right.
Your lies have been exposed to the world multiple times, right?
I haven't lied about anything I've been here to say.
When you told this jury under oath that you punched Mr. Depp because you thought of Mr. Depp pushing Kate Moss down the stairs, you didn't expect Miss Moss to agree to testify. That never happened, did you?
Incorrect. I know how many people will come out of the woodwork to be in support of Johnny.
So you think Miss Moss needs to come out of the woodwork to testify for Mr. Depp?
Everybody who was around in the 90s and the early aughts knew that rumor. I had heard that rumor from multiple people. Of course, that's what flashed through my head when my violent husband not only swung for me, but all of a sudden swung for my sister. Of course I thought of that. I did not expect her to show up or not expect her to show up. It didn't matter. It doesn't change what I believed at the time when we were on the stairs and I thought he was going to kill my sister by pushing her down the stairs.
When you told this jury under oath that you had no idea that the paparazzi would be at the courthouse on May 27, 2016, you didn't expect a TMZ employee
to show up to testify that TMZ had been alerted that you would be at the courthouse and knew exactly which side of your face to take a picture of, did you?
I know how many people will come out and say whatever for him. That's his power. That's why I wrote the op-ed, is I was speaking to that phenomenon. How many people will come out in support of him and will fall to his power?
强尼戴普律师团队请来了前狗仔出庭作证，证实安伯赫德淤伤照是摆拍得来。
Trying to reach him through a third party to tell him. When I say reach, I'm specifically saying I would like him to know information coming from me or coming from Jerry, from me, so that he finds out about the divorce filing or my intention to do so from some other source other than TMZ, which was alerted.
Slipped up there, didn't you, Miss Heard?
I disagree. That's not what I'm talking about.
The objective was to capture her leaving the courthouse, and then she was going to sort of stop and turn towards the camera to display the bruise on the right side of her face, the alleged bruise.
Did your team of videographers get the shot of Amber Heard?
We did.
So you received a link. What was in that link?
In that link was the video of Johnny Depp smashing the cabinets. We downloaded it. We alerted the web editor who was sitting next to me at the time. We downloaded it, and then were instructed by the news producer to do what we call slap bumpers and a bug on it, which is putting the dun 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 at the beginning end, and then putting a translucent watermark over it, which indicates copyright ownership.
而当安伯律师质疑他为了出名才出庭作证，摩根战力满点回应，让安伯律师瞬间傻眼。
I am aware that there are cameras.
And so this gets you your 15 minutes of fame, doesn't
Objection, Your Honor. Argumentative.
I can ask that question.
So I stand to gain nothing from this. I'm actually putting myself kind of in the target of TMZ, a very litigious organization, and I'm not seeking any 15 minutes here. Though you're welcome to speculate. I could say the same thing by taking Amber Heard as a client for you.
A little argumentative, don't you think?
Oh, hardly. I find that to be purely logical.
安伯赫德在法庭上说过，为了保护妹妹不被强尼推下楼，才出拳打她。当时安伯透露，是因为联想到强尼戴普推前女友凯特摩斯下楼。
I just see my little sister with her back to the staircase, and Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait for any other, I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him.
没想到凯特摩斯接着出庭作证，狠狠打脸安伯说辞。
We were leaving the room, and Johnny left the room before I did, and there had been a rainstorm, and as I left the room, I slid down the stairs, and I hurt my back, and I screamed because I was because I didn't know what had happened to me, and I was in pain, and he came running back to help me and carried me to my room and got me medical attention.
Did Mr. Depp push you in any way down the stairs?
No.
During the course of your relationship, did he ever push you down any stairs?
No, he never pushed me, kicked me, or threw me down any stairs.
Thank you, Ms. Moss. We have nothing further at this time. We greatly appreciate your taking the time to testify.
All right, any cross-examination?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're free to go. Thank you, Ms. Moss.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
安伯赫德当时控诉强尼事件，让《水行侠2》的画面被大量删减。没想到强尼戴普直接找来的 DC 电影总裁冰田沃特作证，让安伯的演技受到关注。
Dispute with Johnny Depp have in Warner Brothers delay picking up Ms. Heard's option for Aquaman 2.
There was none from our end. It was the concerns that were brought up at the wrap of the first movie, production of the first movie, which is the issue of chemistry. Did the two have chemistry? I think editorially they were able to make that relationship work in the first movie, but there was a concern that it took a lot of effort to get there, and would we be better off recasting, finding someone who had better, more natural chemistry with Jason Momoa, and move forward.
Other than the creative concerns and concerns about chemistry you testified about, was there any other reason Warner Brothers delayed in picking up Ms. Heard's option for Aquaman 2?
No, it was all concerns about whether she was the right bit of casting for the movie.
Can you give me anything more specific about what it was with Amber Heard and Jason Momoa that was difficult for the chemistry?
No, because it's like what makes a movie star a movie star. Like you know it when you see it, and the chemistry wasn't there.
强尼戴普还透露，是他藉由关系帮助安博拿到了水行侠的角色。
I spoke to the three upper echelon Disney Warner executives, Kevin Tsujihara, Sue Kroll, and Greg Silverstein. And I told them, I can only say that ultimately she did get the job in the film.
安伯赫德在法庭上痛哭指控遭到强尼戴普体枪搜身，而录音地经理摩根奈特以目击者身份出庭，还原当时情况，透露抓狂的人是安博。
At any time during Mr. Depp and Ms. Heard's stay on the property, did you see Mr. Depp become physical with anyone?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
I'm sorry, that answer was?
I never saw Mr. Depp get physical with anyone when I saw him.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
Mr. Knight, you are a pretty big fan of Johnny Depp, aren't you?
I am not. To be honest, throughout the evening, I
just asked you one question.
I
didn't
apologize.
ask you the rest of that.
I
You
apologize.
wanted to participate in this trial, didn't you?
I did not. I was asked by the attorney, and I wanted to. They asked me, and I said I'll be happy to come and talk.
关键证人之一的大数据专家布莱恩出庭作证，分析安博提出的家暴照片有修图疑虑。
And Mr. Neumeister, what's your, what do we see here in this demonstrative?
There's Exhibit 712, I believe you have. I'm not sure the dates number, 712 and 713. They're two separate exhibits, except it's the exact same photograph that's been, one's been edited, one hasn't. The colors have been modified in it.
而安伯赫德律师团请来了精神科医师大卫斯皮格尔作证，强尼戴普有家暴倾向。不料医师频频失控发言，也被冠上了史上最强的证人。
Pirates to the to the depositions given in this case.
And I apologize for what I said. Then I misspoke.
You misspoke. You didn't make the comparison.
Right now, just a second ago. Just a second ago, I may have said that I misspoke. I apologize, I misspoke.
And you don't know how prevalent the use of earpieces are in acting.
Again, I know nothing about acting.
Irrespective of the fact you know nothing about acting, you've testified that Mr. Depp's use of an earpiece is somehow a cognitive deficit?
So if I was giving a lecture and I was fed my lines, I would think there's a cognitive deficit. So and maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, maybe I could be wrong. Maybe Hollywood stars get lines fed to them through earpieces all the time, and I don't know.
You know whether Marlon Brando used an earpiece?
Isn't he dead?
Yeah.
So the answer is no, he does not use one now.
No, I used the past tense. Sir.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know nothing. I will concede to you, I know nothing about acting. I will concede to you 100%. If that is the standard and people are done that acting, then I apologize and that was wrong on my part. If that's the standard, I'm wrong. I don't know.
Okay.
如今判决结果出炉，强尼逮捕7项条件全胜诉，安博难掩失落表情，逐渐汤，最终得支付强尼台币3亿元赔偿金。
As against Amber Heard, we the jury award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we, the jury, award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million.
而强尼戴普在这场官司中赢得了压倒性胜利，强调是陪审团让我重获生命。
This case, at least for Mr. Depp, has never been about money. This case for Mr. Depp has never been about money. Nor is it about punishing Ms. Heard. It is about Mr. Depp's reputation. We ask you to please return your verdict for Mr. Depp. We ask you, we implore you to give him his name, his reputation, and his career back. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
事后，安伯赫德发表声明表示对结果表示失望，我真的心碎了。堆积如山的证据仍然无法与前夫那不对称的权力影响力抗衡，认为这个判决是个时代大倒退。安伯发言人进而表示正在计划上诉。看到这里的大家，对这场世纪对决有什么想法呢？